Hello everyone, my name is Boris Lange. I'm with Edmund Optics, based here in the Mainz office. And today I've got the pleasure to talk about Edmund in general. So over the next 20 minutes, I have the pleasure to represent Edmund within the framework of the PhotonicsDays in Jena 2021. So this presentation is all about who we are at Edmund, what we do, how is it like working with Edmund, and maybe a personal note up front. I myself have spent almost 9 years in the industry after my PhD, and 7 out of those 9 years have been with Edmund. Yeah. So I started back in the Karlsruhe office, but then at some point in time, Edmund moved to Mainz, and I and my family also moved to Mainz then as a consequence. So I guess this goes a long way of showing that I really enjoy working here. Certainly feels like home to me. But let's have a look at what we do here at Edmund so you can judge for yourself whether this is also the right place for you. So to summarize everything at kind of a top level, we at Edmund believe that the future depends on optics. With this audience, I guess no one will really argue that photonics and consequently also optics is a key enabling technology for many of the advanced applications that define our future. There's technologies that will directly affect our everyday lives. If you look at the way we communicate, look at augmented reality, virtual reality, look at autonomous vehicles, drones, cars, trains, whatever you would like to see. And in addition to all of that, there's also the entire space of the medical field, right? So all the life-saving technologies there, from recent COVID detection devices to vision-guided robots that perform surgery. And then there's even more hidden players, a little bit more hidden maybe, but they're just as important nevertheless. You see things like safer transportation, automated inspection, factory automation, and also sustainability. So again, we at Edmund, we are very proud to be a part of that. It's fascinating for us to see also what our customers are able to accomplish with the parts that we make today and probably even more so in the future. So just to expand on that sustainability example, I just picked this one. A few years back, we teamed up with Danfoss IXA in Denmark. So they approached us because they had quite a challenging task on their desks. There was a regulation put into place that was aiming at making this a better world, protecting our environment, and this regulation was aiming at controlling the exhaust levels, the pollution induced by ships. And so Danfoss wanted to develop a sensor for that, and then their engineers approached us, teamed up with our engineers, and we took on that challenge because it turns out that an exhaust system of a ship is not a very friendly place to be for an optic. Arguably, it is not a friendly place for anything to be. So it was quite challenging on the engineering side, but we teamed up together, we worked our way through there and came up with a great solution, and this beautiful new sensor is now all around the world helping to protect our environment. So there's many more examples, also lots of examples from the medical space. If you care for these different case studies, I will provide you with a link for these in the video description, if I manage to do that. So what is it like to work now at Edmund? And I guess a good point to start this conversation is to have a brief look at our core values, because they kind of describe the fundamental mindset, and they describe very well how it is like to be working here at Edmund. So first of all, it's about family, right? And yes, Edmund is a private company and it's still run by the Edmund family. But what I mean with family here is the fact that we're more than 1,000 people essentially spread all around the globe. And it still feels like we're all part of the same Edmund family. So, hierarchy levels are incredibly flat. You can reach out to whoever you like, whenever you like, and everyone's always happy to help. And as a direct consequence, we as a team are really able to achieve a lot together, also by continuing to improve ourselves and innovate in terms of product, in terms of processes, whatever is needed to do what's best for our customers. And we're really proud of that and what we achieve together. And and it's, as I already said, it's also very exciting then to see what our customers are able to achieve with our products and our services. So let's have a brief look at how Edmund as a company actually started and how it became what it is today. Edmund's actually been around for quite a while, almost 80 years, founded by Norman Edmund in New Jersey, in the United States. And obviously there's too much detail in this entire history to go through all of that today. I guess that's also not your main point of interest. You can read the full story if you wish online. I'll also provide a link for that. And I'll just highlight a few personal things that I think are worth mentioning. Maybe one way to summarize it is, when it all started, Edmund started in a place that was, defined by hobby astronomy people and, optics enthusiasts that just made optics their hobby. And so there's many great stories in there and in our journey from back then to where we are today. Again, my personal highlights were when Edmund was actually mentioned on The Simpsons. They've also a little bit more recently been featured on The Big Bang Theory. There's another story on our website how we were involved in the moon landing, actually. So yeah, there's lots of history, as I said, and I guess one way to summarize it is just saying that we kept the enthusiasm from the hobby and amateur space, but we moved on to the precision optics and to the high-tech world. That's, I think, the shortest I can do here to summarize up 80 years of history. So where are we today? Well, we've got offices and factories all around the globe. Just a quick overview and maybe one sentence from each of these bubbles from left to right. This is our Silicon Valley office because we like to be close to our customers there. Moving on to Tucson, Arizona. We have our design center there with a close and strong link to the University of Arizona. And just as of last year, we also opened a new facility there, which is dealing with the more complex and futuristic stuff I already mentioned, more complex designs and also more complex imaging and non-imaging assemblies. We got our headquarters in New Jersey, in Barrington, New Jersey, as I already mentioned, and also last year we acquired QTF, Quality Thin Films, out of Florida. So they're also now part of the family, and they support us in our laser optics business. Moving to Europe, we got our UK office. This is also where our warehouse is for all of Europe, right? So if you ever ordered something from Edmund, it came from there. We got our 2 sales offices in France and Finland, and of course we got Mainz, where we have sales, marketing, engineering, and also manufacturing, since we acquired the Ethos company a few years back, like 2 years back, maybe 3 by now. So moving east, we got the newest family member, our sales office in India. And even further, we are looking at Malaysia, our newest factory, I guess, opening its doors also last year during COVID. And across the border, we got our Singapore office and our Singapore factory. Then we go to China with our factory and sales office over there. And we also got the same setup, our factory in Akita and our factory in Tokyo. So that's our Japanese colleagues. Oh, and I almost forgot, sorry, our colleagues in South Korea, also sales office over there. So in conclusion, it's really nice getting to work with colleagues all around the world. And yeah, if you're interested, EO also makes it possible for people to travel and work at different locations, if that's something that you are interested in. So moving towards the actual product that we offer, internally we are differentiating this a little bit between, we call it our one-stop shop, and then a little bit in the background, I guess, we got the precision optics, laser optics, and imaging. And so in the following, I have like one slide for each of those categories. The one-stop shop first, let's start with that, because I think, or I assume, that this is the part of Edmund that you are already familiar with. We have lots of product in our catalog, on our website, and I dare say most people that have been working a certain amount of time in the optics space, at some point in time, everyone probably already ordered something from Edmund, right? 35,000 products in stock to be delivered to you next day, right? I mean, I also was a customer when I was back at university for mirrors and everything, everything photonics, so to say. So roughly 2 million of these optics that we sell are actually manufactured in our own factories, and that's, I guess, something that might not be that well known, that we have built so many factories all around the world. That's for a lot of people, that's just a bit surprising because they see us more as a catalog house. But rest assured, these places exist, these factories exist, and our colleagues there also exist. So behind this entire Amazon of optics kind of theme, we're also this manufacturer, and in that regard, we also serve, we're also quite a valuable partner to team up with in the OEM space. So this goes a little bit beyond this catalog house and this catalog image that you might have from us. So let's start with the precision optics part of our puzzle. In here, I'd like to especially highlight our A-sphere capabilities as well as our diamond turning capabilities. And this is really outstanding and world class. And that's why I want to highlight those. But of course, we also do mirrors and lenses and prisms, yeah, you name it. I think most of you have been to our website a couple of times already, probably, and you're very aware that essentially you find everything optics on our website and in our offering. So moving on to the next piece, that's our laser optics. Yeah, I already mentioned the recently acquired QTF colleagues. This plugs this plugs really into our laser optics business unit. Their expertise. In addition to their expertise on coatings, we also have a lot of expertise in the house about metrology, right? So laser-induced damage threshold is a big topic for us. You know, how can we ensure that optics survive what nowadays lasers put out? And as a former high energy and ultra-fast laser guy, I really saw many damaged optical components in my life, during my academic career. And it's great for me to see what my colleagues are working on and achieve here at Edmund in order to avoid all this kind of trouble that I had to deal with in my past life. So that brings me to what's really near and dear to my heart today, the imaging world. So also here we see tremendous success. We are honored with design awards for innovative products that we launch every year, essentially. And we're all very happy when we receive such an award, especially, of course, our optical and optomechanical designers who develop all of this. But also our metrology capabilities are really worth mentioning here, especially in our custom OEM business. I can really proudly say that we've got some world-class people here and they develop world-class equipment, right? We are able to measuring things that you just can't measure with any standard equipment or any standard piece of metrology that's out there on the market. So I'm really very impressed with what that team is accomplishing here on a regular basis. And yeah, and the fact that this all works so well over, different countries, languages, cultures, time zones, it makes it even more fascinating and impressive to me. So just a few of these innovations in more detail, starting with liquid lenses. There's at least 3 very interesting technologies around liquid lenses, and integrating those in imaging lenses really allows you to change the focus position of your imaging system very fast, very reliably. Especially when you're trying to read barcodes, this innovation had a really big impact on that market. And equally big are also the other 2 examples I have for you. They support the current trend of imaging systems being deployed in harsh environments, more and more systems operating outdoors on robots. So we talk about shock, vibration, humidity, and also very interesting in terms of the optomechanical design, in terms of metrology as well. Ensuring that MTF or beam pointing does not change in these conditions. For example, for a wide temperature range, it's not an easy feat. You can certainly design for it, and that's already a challenge, but also the metrology aspect behind it is just an extra layer of complexity of its own. It deserves to be mentioned here. So yeah, life is certainly not boring as an engineer here at Edmund Optics. And please note that there's of course many other great examples here at Edmund, also in the precision optics field, in the laser optics field. As I'm primarily working with imaging, I took the liberty of just illustrating the 3 over here. So that kind of wraps it up about Edmund. If all of that sounds good to you and you're considering to become a part of this family, then here's a few more slides with additional information. about Edmund as an employer. So Edmund is investing a lot into being a great employer across all regions, essentially, all around the globe. Details, of course, always depend on the exact location you're looking at. But in UK and Germany, we have pension schemes, insurances, free drinks, fruit, and lots of sweets. And of course, all our company events that I enjoy a lot. We have our summer event every year, Christmas party every year, and then we do all kinds of things in between, right? So in Mainz, for example, we joined the Firmenlauf before COVID, that was, and also 1 or 2 weeks ago, we all came together after work and had this nice boat trip on the Rhine River, had dinner. So this kind of activities happen, and it's really a great environment. So if you're really, really, really interested and want to look for what does admin have to offer right now, we got 40 positions all around the globe that are currently open from all different functional areas, however. And zooming in into Europe a little bit, we're looking for new colleagues in our sales and application engineers team based in our UK office. That's the technical people you talk to on the phone when you call us, or you use the chat on our website if you send us an email. And this is really a great entry position for students who are looking for a first workplace, because you certainly learn a lot about all kinds of optics and all kinds of industries and application areas. So it's a great experience. And also within Edmund, it's good because from there, Edmund really has a very well developed and thought through scheme and way that allows you to accelerate your career within Edmund from there. Of course, it's also to apply for this position with like 1 or 2 years worth of working experience as well. Again, if you're interested, just get in touch with us on that. And also in order to keep up with the growth, we also look for colleagues to help us out in the order entry area. Moving over to Mainz, Germany. Well, not exactly, because I guess the regional sales manager for Benelux should be living somewhere up there. But still, the position is linked to our German office. So we're looking for this regional sales manager. In addition to this person, we are also looking for a senior optical designer for the machine vision world. So this person, I'm looking very forward to him or her, because I'll be working very closely with him or her, more on the sales side, but nevertheless. And as you can see, we're also looking for an accountant. As I already mentioned, the company is growing a lot, and we are certainly looking for to add to our team in all kinds of functional areas. So that's actually already it from my side. And for today, I hope I left you with a good overview of who we are and what we do, and whether this could be a nice and interesting place for you or not. So if any of that is of interest to you, just reach out to us. Make sure to visit our website with the vacancies on a regular basis, because it's a very dynamic environment. Things change a lot, and we're certainly aiming for growth over the next months and years. So even if you don't find a position that suits your interests today, just come back next month and next month again. If at some point in time you find something that's really interesting to you, or if you just have general questions, please feel free to get in touch with us using this hr@edmundoptics.de email address. That's the right place to go to start this conversation. So that's really already it from my side. Thank you very much for watching and listening to me. And yeah, that's it. Cheers.